To my amazement, her eyes flashed suddenly. She leaped feet first onto a seat, and her high, shrill voice cut through the din like a knife. "Box him! Slade, box him!" And before my eyes a miracle happened. At the first sound of that voice, Slade stopped short. His head turned as he sought the author of it, and instantly Handler clashed a sledgehammer right to his jaw. Costigan dropped like a log, but as the referee counted over him, he reeled to his knees, and his blood-misted eyes swept the ringside until they rested on the girl. They remained riveted there. "Slade! Oh, Slade!" Her arms were outstretched, and all the pleading and love and sacrifice of 1,000 centuries of womanhood trembled in her voice. "Box him, kid! Box him!" "9!" shouted the referee, and Costigan was on his feet. The crowd screamed. I yelled. Handler's manager went white. Handler, rushing in to deliver the finishing blow, had been met with a sneaky left jab that sent him back on his heels and broke a flow of blood from his lips. Like a great smooth leopard, Costigan was after him, and again the left shot to Handler's face, while Costigan easily avoided the boxer's wild and bewildered returns. It was an incredible reversal of form. Now it was Handler who floundered and swung wild, and Costigan who poured a swift fire of jabs and hooks to head and body. Never before in any ring has such a thing happened. Had Handler had his mind about him, he might have won yet. But as Costigan had beaten him before by a shift from boxer to slugger, so he beat him now by a shift from slugger to boxer. Handler missed repeatedly, went down, and arose weakening fast. Back across the ring, Slade jabbed his foe, and on the ropes sank his right 4 times into the midriff. Handler sank to his knees and was counted out, crouching and holding dazedly to Costigan's legs. "For the love of Mike!" exclaimed a dazed reporter to me, as the crowd watched in stunned silence, and then broke into bedlam. "What sort of bird are you managing, anyhow? You mean to tell me Costigan intentionally took a beating like that to trick Handler, or what?" They say that the influence of the mob can be counterbalanced by one person, if you think enough of that one person. I answered, only about half aware of what I was saying. "There's a living proof of that statement." And I pointed to the corner of the ring where Costigan had collapsed in the arms of Gloria, who was showering him with tears and kisses, absolutely unaware of anyone. "And about this retirement business you hinted at the other day?" The reporter plucked at my sleeve. "What about it?" "I've changed my mind. You can announce for Costigan and me that I'm managing the next world's heavyweight champion." That fight marked the beginning of a new era for Slade Costigan. How it came to be, I do not know, being no psychologist, but his horror of the crowd was a thing of the past, as long as Gloria was at hand to call to him when the old mist began to steal back over his brain. As he himself expressed it, it was as if her voice woke him from a deep sleep and started his drugged brain cells working again. The crowd roared in thunder as of old, but all my boxer heard now was the beloved voice of Gloria, which outweighed all else. I always had a seat reserved for the girl just behind his corner, and when the going was roughest, her voice kept him steady and keen. Perhaps it was simply his great love for her which made him instinctively follow her directions under all circumstances. Or perhaps her nature was the stronger, or that, like all restless souls, his needed anchor of some sort, and she was his anchor. I did not know. I only know that, with Gloria's war cry of love quavering through the roar of fans, "Box him, kid! Box him, Slade!" Costigan was invincible.